Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a bit of an issue with the Acura MDX at 2018. Another new issues with this car here. Basically, here I'll show you guys exactly what's going on. If you guys notice, all the lights are on. Pretty much Christmas tree again is back on, even though the Christmas is just finished a couple days ago. Yeah, we're getting a Christmas lights all over the place here. As you can see, we're getting all the errors you can think of in this car. So anyways guys, we're gonna try and rectify the issue here. I might scan the car and see what the heck's wrong with it, but as you can see here, tons of errors. So anyways, we're gonna bring the car in here, get into the garage, and then we'll see how we can rectify the issue. Stay tuned. The MDX is parked inside the garage now. So anyways, we're gonna try and work on the car and figure out what the heck's going on with all that lights. I'm kind of suspecting that it's something to do with the battery here, because that's one of the symptoms of bad battery going bad. And you know, the battery is about 8 years old now since we purchased the car, so we haven't actually replaced the battery yet. So most likely it's the battery is the issue. Hey ladies and gentlemen, I had the battery plugged in for quite some time and hoping that it actually charges and see, and also the battery tester slash charger that we have also can test the battery and how well it is. And I pretty much had it plugged in for quite some time, and the charge on the battery remained low. So technically this battery is pretty much done. So yeah, I mean, this is the original battery that came with the car, so it's about time to truly just replace it. So I managed to actually get a new battery with me here. So here's the battery, the new battery that we have in courtesy of Napa, and we'll try and slap it in there. We'll try to install it in there, and yeah. So anyways, it's first time to actually replace the battery on this baby here. Just gonna undo all this, and it looks like it's in a casing of some sort. I've never done a battery on the Acura MDX, so this will be the first time. So anyway, stay tuned. So before we start, guys, I just want to mention that I've already removed the air resonator and the actual cover here, the plastic cover that we have on top. And I'm just sitting down here, so I figured that I'll show you guys exactly, because this is what you guys are going to be needing. I had to take it off because I had to test the battery myself here before I actually figure out what the heck's going on. So anyways, given that I've already taken it out and I didn't do any video on this, so basically this is the resonator that is sitting basically like so. So just want to reiterate and making sure that I didn't miss this part. So basically it's held on with the plastic screws in here, and I'm going to show you guys the 2 screws that I have over there. And then it's basically, once you remove that screw out, plastic screw out, you just have to undo the whole intake tubing over there, and then basically that's simply, you know, and just leave it here, I guess, in a sense, because we're gonna put it back at some point. And at the same time, I just wanted to also point out that I've actually done removal of this trimming, plastic trim on top of the front there. And as you guys can see, it's missing few tabs already. So I have few left that, you know, that still remained. I'm missing 2 in the front basically here, which is not too bad. But, you know, just be careful when you're pulling this out, because it's just, they will pop out and you might lose them. So just be careful when you're pulling this up. And just use both hands to pry each one of these sections by, you know, slowly prying it up, so that way you don't break anything here, guys, in the process. And then here's the 2 screws that I'm talking about, the 2 plastic screws that's holding on the resonator here. So anyways, to continue on the work, just wanted to mention that our brace tied down here for the battery, there's 2 10s, and then we will have to remove this little harness here that's holding the, this is a Honda specific style of keeping that harness there. Every Hondas have this style, and you have to pull this up because it is kind of biting into the 10 mil bolt there, and you just have to pry this out, and this could break easily, so just got to be careful when you're doing that. So get the two braces, the J-hook braces here, and then as you guys can see at the bottom there, it should be hooked underneath there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, right there. So that's where it's hooked up, and you just have to remove the whole thing. And then this is the unique part of this MDX battery. It's in a casing. The top and the bottom is like sealed. So I'm just gonna explain to you how everything is, and then of course it's 10 mil for the battery post as well. You have to undo, and at the same time we have to remove some of the harness here for the negative side. We just have to undo this one here, be able to separate the two, to be able to give us some room. And similarly on this one, we just have to remove that and pull the whole thing up and then set it aside here. And then we will work on getting this whole casing thing, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to remove that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to do the work here. First of all, just got to get this tie down brace removed with a 10 mil deep socket here, so you can actually get on it. So what we can do here, two ways we can, get this done. Basically, just undo this whole thing and get the J-hook out. So one way we can do this is just, let me just show you guys. So get this completely out, unhook it from the bottom there, set this aside so we don't lose it, and we can just put this on the side here, so that way we don't have to worry about getting this little brace here for the cord here, or the one of the negative wire. You don't have to break this plastic thing, because sometimes it breaks and when you try to pull it out. And the next step would be then start with always the negative. The rule of thumb, always negative out first. So get the negative post out. And yank it up. There we go. Set that aside. And I just like to do, what I like to do is I like to pull this thing out, so that way, separate it, so that way we can set it aside on one side here. This one, tuck it in here, so everything is out of the way when we're working on this. So anyways, let me just secure it here. All right, so now the positive side. When you're doing the positive side, make sure you don't touch any metal when you're doing that, because you're going to ground yourself and electrocute yourself in the process here. So, should be all good. Pull this guy out. Again, set this aside on the side here, out of the way, so we can literally work on this thing properly. So a couple of things. This, again, I explained to you, as I explained to you, this battery is sealed. So there's two little clips on this side that's holding it down. Similarly on the other side here. So we just have to pry this out. Your smile keeps playing. There you go. We get our exposed battery now. Yeah, so I want to show you guys, there is a gasket in here, and sometimes this gets really stuck on there. So in this case, it's not so bad. I'm going to clean this up a little bit before I put it back in, because I want to keep it clean to seal properly there. And of course, the mating surface, clean it up as well when you're doing this. So again, just wanted to make sure, set that aside. Similarly here, push this down so it's not on the way. So now there's two handles here that you can just use to pull. Let's pull this old battery out and in the new battery. So the battery that I got from Napa is very similar. It's basically designed for it. So what I'm gonna do here, actually, you guys, it's so filthy in there. I'm gonna do some cleaning beforehand and before I slap this in here, because it's just too dirty out in there. So get my vacuum in and then clean this up a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to show you guys exactly. It's nice and tidy now. Mating surface is clean, as I promised here. And then, yeah, vacuumed the whole thing and wiped it down. One thing I noticed here, guys, is this whole containment system here is actually fan, ran with the fan here. And it's an awesome thing because then it keeps the battery nice and cool. That's really nice. Actually, I didn't know that it's actually ran. It came with the fan here. So anyways, it's really nice to see how this is nicely designed in a way. Didn't even know that actually there's a fan there. I was wondering what this motor is, but it's actually a fan in the back here. So really awesome. So now time to install a new battery. So basically, here we go. Very similar to the one we have. Again, just gotta pop this plastic cover here for the post, the battery post, and make sure it's sitting nicely there. And yeah, so let me just pry this up. Let's do the negative first here. Doesn't matter really in this case, but just pull those out. And now you gotta apply some dielectric grease. A good practice to apply dielectric grease because it just prevents corrosion. That it keeps the battery post nice and clean, and it will remain corrosion free in the process. So one on this side here. Do the other side as well. So if you don't do this, it will have all that corrosion in the long run, and we don't want that for a brand new battery. As you can see, when I pulled the other one out, it's literally brand new. So and at the same time, what I like to do is, while we're at it, might as well clean our battery harness with our brush, making sure that it's nice and clean. Just, you know, preventative measure here, guys. Just make sure that it's nice and clean. Oops. Oh boy. We dropped it, but not an issue, not a problem. We'll find it. It's just somewhere here. Somewhere in the bottom here. Anyways, we have our grabber here. We can definitely find it and do that. But anyways, for the meantime, let me find it and then I'll get back to you here. All right, we found it, guys, finally. This is just right at the bottom. I pulled this whole casing out and I just noticed that it's actually it contain, or it has a air resonator as well, which is very cool. So I'm not sure if this the intake or the outtake or the exhaust of it. I don't know how the fan is working, if it's pulling air. I think it is pulling air, and at the same time it's pushing the air, the cold, the warm air down this way, it looks like, which is really neat, because as you can see, the air gets pulled in here with the fan, and then it just pushes the warm air down that way, which is really cool. Didn't even know that this is the case. If I didn't pull this out, then I probably wouldn't even know that this is how it's designed. So anyways, I thought I'd share you guys. Since this is nice and clean now here, I'd rather just work on this so we don't drop it again. Let me just make sure that this is nice and clean before I put it back. Shouldn't be too bad, but you know, might as well. Like this one here is so filthy, so might as well clean this up before we put it back in. Just a rule of thumb, guys, don't just plop this back in there. You want to make sure that it's nice and clean. Again, dropping it. So there you go, nice and clean. Okay, so just set this aside for now. Then we'll place everything back. So I mean, might as well, if you guys are in here already, do the cleaning you need, like what I'm doing here. So like so. And new battery in with the dielectric grease on it, sitting nicely. Positive in first. Get our 10 mil. Just have to hold this down when you're tightening it up, so that way it's sitting nicely. Before we do that, let's just hand tighten it first, so it's nicely sitting down, and then just push it as hard as you can. Again, on this one here, you don't have to over crank it, just snag. That's it. And do our negative. Where's our negative here now? Oh, it's right here. Negative post. Before we do so, might as well plug this in, because it will be hard to plug it in once everything's in place. So make sure that this is sitting down nicely. Again, negative, you're not worried about getting electrocuted, obviously. There you go. As long as it doesn't move, we should be all good to go. So all set. We just have to put the cover back in. Where's our cover now? Okay, this is our cover here. So just gotta do some wiping on this one, so that way it's nice and clean as well. Just the mating surface, so that way the rubber seal will sit nicely there. Again, one more time, just to check to make sure everything is nice and tight. My bad. We need to put this in before we actually screw the posts. My bad. Hold on a second. You know what? Again, like this one here is so filthy, guys. I'm just gonna wash this before I put it back in. Alrighty. Alright guys, we got our cover nice and clean now, as you guys can see. you know, might as well take the chance to actually clean this up. Anyways, now I undid the post again. Hide this up so that way you don't have to fight it in the process of putting this in. So anyways, guys, as you can see, it's nice and clean. So now just gotta get it in here, obviously, just like we did last time. There you go. Just have to push this a little bit, and then now you can actually get this whole thing in nicely here. So let's get our negative post in, and make sure that we got that other harness installed back in here. There you go. Just let it sit there for now, not touching the terminal at all, and then get this one in. There you go. Nice and secure. You want to make sure that it's nicely snug. Again, the harness back in place. Just make sure it's sitting nicely before you secure it. Here we go. Nicely done. Now, our next step is to get our tie down, J-hook and tie down in place. Make sure that I have lights here to see where it's actually hooked. Okay, so there we go. Nicely in place. Now we just gotta get the other J-hook, if I can find it here. And have it hooked in to where it was before. And bolt it down. Easy enough, guys. Get a deep socket here. Again, this wasn't super tight, just enough to actually hold it down where it's not loose at all and it's not moving around. So should be enough. Oh, still pretty loose. That should be good. Not too worried about it. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Just a bit more. That's good. That's good enough. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, guys. It's done now. We're gonna try and start the car up and see if we're still having those issues that we have. I'm really confident that that should be it, basically, guys. I don't think there's an issue at all. Let me just put the camera up here so you guys can see me. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's done now. We're gonna again start the car up and see if our issues with all the Christmas lights is gone. So stay tuned. All right, time to start the car, guys. I cracked the garage door here so that we don't suffocate ourselves. So back in here, keep the fingers crossed, and hopefully this will do it, basically. So I do have a maintenance due on this car here. I was going to do the B1 soon, but probably just needs to get the car driven out and see if that disappears. There's just a few little things there that, at least most of that other things that's airing out earlier is not there anymore. So yeah, anyways, we'll try and get the car out and see how it goes. Time to install everything back in and get this car out for a test drive. So first and foremost, get this air resonator back in place. And then we have 2 of the clips with screw as well. Anyways, let me just make sure this thing goes in. A little tricky to pop this back in there because everything is pried open. So let me just grab one of my helper tool here to push it in. So before I lose those 2 screws, I'll just leave it there for now. All right, so yeah, just pop these 2 clips in. Sorry you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I'm just trying to help it in here so we don't break any of those. Yeah, there you go, there's 1. Similarly on this side. Make sure that you just push those little prongs so they go into the hole of the body of the car, and then just need to screw it back in. And by screwing it in, basically those prongs gets spreads out. That basically helps lock it in. All in place. That should be good. The next step is to get our trim here now back in place. Just be careful, making sure you go check each one of this, and just to make sure that they're sitting properly, because or else you'll end up losing it, because sometimes they lose position. So make sure you center them where they're supposed to be, so that way you can also put them in the proper location there. So make sure that they're not slipping off in the process. And the way you do this is that you just sit it in here, just work around this little lever here, and then you press it down gently, because you don't want those clips to break. Just making sure whatever remaining clips you have, they're all in, basically. There you go. There you go. All done. We're gonna go drive the car out and see, before you close again the hood, making sure all your tools are gone, that you don't end up, crashing them in the process and damaging your hood. So anyways, all done. All right, guys, I took the car out for a drive, and right away everything disappeared. The only thing remaining is our maintenance there, our B1 maintenance. So yeah, definitely that's what is causing our issue there with all that light popping out. So yeah, no, so glad everything is good. Car is with a brand new battery again, which is an awesome thing. The OEM battery lasted so long, which is such an amazing thing. Yeah, no, can you imagine, since 2008 when we first purchased this car, the battery basically survived this long. So anyways, guys, until next time, again, guys, if you haven't done so, please make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. And it's getting dark in here, so I don't know if you guys can see me, but anyhow, I'll close it in here. Peace out.